Welcome to Monster Trail Cams, your front row seat to the uncharted and extraordinary. Our channel is a magnet for the astonishing, bizarre, and outright inexplicable events captured on trail cameras scattered across the most remote corners of the globe. We delve into the realm of cryptids hidden in the cloak of dense forestry, expose wildlife in their most authentic moments, and reveal phenomena that question the boundaries of our perceived reality. Each piece of footage in our collection promises to captivate, surprise, and perhaps even chill you to the bone. The path to unearthing the unknown begins here, at Monster Trail Cams, where an abundance of secrets eagerly await to be brought into the light. In this captivating footage, we are transported to the serene depths of a dense forest, where the wonders of nature often reveal themselves. The footage in question was captured by a trail camera, which was triggered by the motion of a young deer gracefully making its way through the underbrush. At first glance, this might seem like a typical, albeit charming glimpse into the natural world. However, as we peer closer, the footage begins to unravel a tapestry of mystery and intrigue. The deer, with its delicate features and alert demeanor, seems to be unusually fixated on something in the vicinity of the camera. One might initially assume that it is merely curious about the camera itself, but the deer's focus appears to extend beyond the lens, as if it is acutely aware of something else in its environment. Now, let us turn our attention to the illumination in the footage. There is an undeniable light source emanating from the direction of the camera, which is likely the result of the camera's infrared sensor. However, what truly piques our curiosity is the presence of an additional light source that can be seen at the upper portion of the frame. This ethereal glow does not seem to have a readily explainable origin. Could this be the gentle light of the setting sun piercing through the canopy? The owner of the footage vehemently disputes this possibility. According to them, this footage was captured during the twilight hours of an overcast evening, a time when the forest should be shrouded in shadows and the sun obscured by clouds. Moreover, the owner asserts that there are no artificial light sources positioned behind the camera that could account for this phenomenon. This raises a plethora of questions. What could be the source of this mysterious light? The deer, seemingly ensnared between two sources of illumination in a forest that should be cloaked in darkness, appears to be experiencing something out of the ordinary. Some have ventured into the realm of the supernatural to explain this enigmatic scene. Theories of orbs, spheres of light that are often associated with the presence of spirits or otherworldly entities have been proposed. Could this deer be having an encounter with forces beyond our understanding? Others have suggested that this could be an atmospheric phenomenon, perhaps a rare interplay of light and moisture that created an illusion of illumination. And of course, there are those who speculate that this could be a trick of the camera, an artifact or glitch that produced the appearance of an additional light source. This footage serves as a reminder of the mysteries that nature holds. Whether this is an encounter with the unknown, a rare natural phenomenon, or a simple trick of light, we just don't know. As we continue our journey through the tapestry of the unexplained, our compass now points us towards the southern state of Alabama. Here, in a tranquil backyard that one might expect to be the setting for the simple pleasures of life, an enigma unfolds through the lens of a trail camera. The owner of the footage, a resident with a keen interest in the nocturnal visitors to his yard, had set up the camera with the modest expectation of capturing the nightly escapades of the local wildlife. As the camera rolls, an animal ambles into the frame from the right-hand side. Its gait is unhurried, and its form, though somewhat obscured by the angle and lighting, suggests that it might be a badger or perhaps a groundhog. This in itself is a charming, albeit ordinary sight. However, it is not the terrestrial wanderer that has catapulted this footage into the realm of the extraordinary. As you direct your gaze towards the center of the frame, an object darts across the screen with a velocity and trajectory that defy conventional explanation. This object, elongated and seemingly airborne, bears a striking resemblance to what is colloquially known as a rod. Rods are a phenomenon that has both captivated and puzzled observers for years. They appear as elongated shapes with undulating wings or fins, and their movements are often too rapid for the naked eye to discern. Theories abound regarding the nature of rods. Some proponents of the paranormal posit that these entities are ethereal or interdimensional in nature, perhaps even sentient beings that inhabit the spaces between our perceptions. Others, grounded in skepticism, argue that rods are optical illusions or artifacts created by the camera's shutter speed, capturing the flight of small, fast-moving objects such as insects. However, what sets this footage apart and adds a layer of complexity to the enigma is the clarity with which the animal is captured in contrast to the fleeting rod. If this were a mere artifact of the camera's mechanics, would not the image of the animal also be distorted or affected in some way? This discrepancy invites further speculation and inquiry. Could this be evidence that rods are indeed a phenomenon distinct from the limitations of camera technology? Or is there an as-yet undiscovered explanation that reconciles the clarity of the animal with the ethereal nature of the rod? Here we follow an internet personality down the road known as Dead Doll Lane. Not a place you'd want to visit after dark. Broken and dismembered dolls hang from the trees above and find themselves entwined in the fences on either side of the road. Legend has it that each doll contains an evil spirit and, in some cases, demons. Sometimes haunted houses aren't actually haunted after all. Sometimes the spirit attaches itself to the people living there. As you might think, this spells bad news for the victim. The spirit can and will follow them anywhere and everywhere they go. But what you might not have heard is that sometimes the spirits can be tricked into fixating on a doll instead. Mediums, psychics, and shamans are who you call if you have a problem like that. Sometimes they can get the spirit to focus on the doll. Sometimes they can't. But when they can, they have to remove the doll from the home and hide it somewhere away from the world. And that's where we are today. It's not so much a graveyard of broken dolls, but a prison of evil spirits. Definitely not a place I'd recommend visiting, especially not at night. You wouldn't want to bring anything home with you. This footage, captured from within a vehicle traversing a secluded woodland area, presents us with a scene that is both enigmatic and unsettling. Through the lens of the camera, we observe figures garbed in cloaks moving amidst the tall grasses. Their movements are deliberate, and their attire, which appears to be either sheets or white robes, lends an ethereal quality to their presence. The identity and nature of these figures are shrouded in mystery. One might initially consider the possibility that these are simply individuals donning sheets or robes. However, the context and circumstances surrounding this footage compel us to consider alternative explanations. The individual who captured this footage has attested to witnessing these figures intermittently over a span of years. This claim adds a layer of complexity to the enigma, as it suggests a recurring presence in this particular area. Furthermore, the location where this footage was captured is notably remote. With no signs of human habitation or infrastructure within a 40-mile radius, and accessibility limited to all-terrain vehicles, the presence of these figures raises a plethora of questions. What purpose would individuals have in frequenting such an isolated area? How would they have traversed the rugged terrain to reach this location? And why would they be clad in white robes, seemingly incongruous with the surroundings? One theory that emerges is the possibility of a hidden community or settlement, perhaps a secret village whose inhabitants have chosen to live in seclusion, away from the trappings of modern civilization. The white robes could be indicative of cultural or spiritual practices unique to this community. Another, more spectral theory posits that these figures could be supernatural in nature. The land, rich in history and secrets, may be imprinted with energies or spirits that manifest as these cloaked figures. Their ethereal garb and elusive nature could be indicative of entities that are not bound by the physical constraints of our world. As the footage concludes, leaving behind a tableau of whispering grasses and the retreating forms of the cloaked figures, we are invited to ponder the mysteries that lie at the intersection of the known and the unknown. If you liked watching these videos, then consider subscribing. I release videos at least twice a week. Stay frosty, and we'll see you in the next one.